And a wonderful Monday to you. Mike here, the Fresh Rinse, here in Liberty Township, Ohio. Almost forgot where I was. This is opportunity 4 of 4 on the day. I know. Last week I told you, I'm done for the year. But it's so nice out. It's like 65 degrees. Had to wash, just had to. So, do a little advertisement up. Picked up some work for this week. And I thought I'd make some videos, I don't know, here and there throughout the week. And this week is absolutely my last week working this year. Until it's not. But that's the plan anyways. So I got this opportunity by way of Google. And here are some pictures of the 3 other opportunities. 4 total on the day. And then I have work for at least 2 days this week. And I've got a few phone calls to make when I get home tonight. All right, before we begin talking about goals, if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button and click the bell tab if you'd like to be alerted to future videos. Be sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the videos. I take everything with a grain of salt, so if you don't like it, I totally get it. I appreciate the input regardless. All right, let's talk about goals for just a few minutes. You don't have to hang out with me very long before you realize that I'm very goal-oriented as an entrepreneur. I just kind of makes sense that you have to have targets in order to know that you're successful in whatever it is that you're doing. And so I tend to create a number of goals at the end of every year for the following year. So I take a hard look at all my numbers, whether it be financial, the number of homes that I've washed, miles that I've driven, doors that I've knocked on, so to speak, ads that I've posted, all of those things. And then I use those as margins for setting goals for the next year. I tend to think of goals as the saddle that keeps me on the horse. It's what keeps me focused on the task at hand. Goals also tend to serve me well as motivation. So when I really don't want to work, I look at my goals. When I have excuses not to work, I take a hard look at my goals. And they keep me going back. They keep me coming back for more and working hard so that I can feel successful as an entrepreneur. In particular, as a pressure washer. So maybe a decent analogy might be going to the driving range to hit golf balls. If you've ever went to the driving range, you know there are 2 types of golfers there. There's the one golfer who is just happy to be anywhere, quite easily satisfied, and to have a golf club in his or her hand, just aimlessly whacking at that thing, laughing the whole time, excited to be there, and really could care less about hitting anything in particular. But they're hitting far. In fact, with every club, they discover they're hitting the ball further. So now they're just trying to hit it as far as they can. And ultimately, they eventually run out of balls. Some balls went far, some didn't. But they're happy at the end of the day, or at the end of their time at the driving range. They're satisfied. Well, that's okay. That's good. That's one way to approach life, I suppose. But then there's the other golfer. We'll call him golfer number 2. He goes to the driving range and he is much more intentional about his golf game. He actually takes it very seriously. He wants to improve, and he knows the only way that he can improve is if he keeps his score and he gauges every round by the previous score, the previous round. And so he's out there hitting golf balls 100 yards. In fact, he's got a certain club that he's using to hit the ball exactly 100 yards, or as close as he can. Golfer number one wonders, why in the world isn't he just going for it? You've got all these balls out here. You can hit them as far as you want. Why are you sitting there with a golf club that'll only hit the ball 100 yards? Golfer number two knows that on the golf course, not every shot requires a driver. And so he's got a number of clubs in his bag because he knows that the course requires every club, not just one, but every club that's in the bag. Then golfer number two takes out the club that will allow him to hit the ball 150 yards. And he starts hitting that ball at that 150 target. He may hit 20, 30, 50, 100 golf balls until he hits the target. And once he begins hitting the target consistently, he knows he's successful. He can then move to a different club with a different goal, or shall we say a different target. So really the point is, how do you know if you're successful if you don't have a target? How do you know if you're getting towards the mark if there is no mark? You're just aimlessly hitting the golf ball, and wherever it goes, you're either happy or you're miserable. So really the difference between the business owner, in this case a pressure washer, who has goals, and the pressure washer who doesn't have goals, is their definition of success. The one who's just aimlessly getting up in the morning, really no goal, has zero desire to hit the mark, and really doesn't even know what the mark is, isn't so much a business owner as much as they are an enthusiast who is easily satisfied. And by the way, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just like the number one golfer out there who's just aimlessly going about his round of golf or at the driving range is happy. If that's what makes you happy at the end of the day, so be it. Don't change for anybody but yourself. And yet at the same time, you can't really know if you're successful if you don't have a target. You gotta have goals. One of the beautiful things about goals is you can always change them, especially if you manage to hit your goal earlier than you expected. You can always change the goal. You can increase it. As an example, one of my goals this year was to hit 200 5-star Google reviews. And about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I hit that 200 mark, and so I upped it. Now I'm after 210 Google reviews before the end of this year. If I hit that 210, then I'll hit for more. I've asked all 4 of my customers today for a 5-star Google review. We'll see what happens. At the end of last year, I was at 400 house washes for the year. And that seems to be my number at the end of the last several years. And so I decided I would shoot for a higher goal. So I set my goal for this year at 450 house washes. I thought that would be achievable, attainable, and so off I went. Well, in February of this year, a local painter called me and asked me if I'd come on board to be his official pressure washer, going before him, washing all of his homes before he painted. And he guaranteed me 50 homes. Well, my goal was already met before I even began. So I upped my goal to 500. He gave me exactly 51 house washes, which one of those was today. And I will finish today at 501 house washes for 2022. Get over there. So I'm excited. Goal achieved. I don't make the rules. I just do what they tell me to do. I do have money goals, I have a realistic goal, and then I have my non-realistic goal. And I'm glad to say that it looks like I'm going to reach both goals this year, which means next year I'll just increase my goal. If truth be told, I'm not overly money oriented. I'm quite easily satisfied knowing that my heavenly home is awaiting me, and this earth doesn't have a lot for me. That being said, I have to pay my bills, and I enjoy having financial freedom and security, so I set financial goals. But what I've learned is that if I work, money will happen. If I don't work, money won't happen. So I set my goals more towards the number of jobs or opportunities that I can accomplish, and by the end of the year, when that happens, I always seem to set my financial goals as well. My advice to anyone would be, don't set your affections on things of the earth. When you do that, your goals will be numerical more often than not. But how about be the best person that you can possibly be? How about be a person of great integrity? What a great goal that is. Honesty and virtue, hardworking. How about setting the goal of being the best provider for your family that you can possibly be? Those kind of goals are far more rewarding than numerical goals, especially money goals. The first thing the nice lady said to me when she opened the door was, "You have great Google reviews." It's a fun how you do. That's another goal met. Fantastic. All right. Opportunity 4 out of 4 today. Going to ask her for a 5-star Google review, get paid, and go home. Today is my oldest daughter's 29th birthday. Hard to believe. How many kids do you have, and how old are they? I'm not a creeper. I just think it's a good comment. How many kids do you have, and how old are they? Leave that in the comments. Mike, the Fresh Rinse, and I'm out. All done. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. You got it.
A couple of things real quickly.
Okay.
Come spring, you're going to take your pool cover off.
Yep.
There'll be a little line there where I obviously didn't wash.
Okay.
Call me. I'll come back. I'll do it all again. No cost to you.
Oh, awesome.
Glad to do
Okay.
it. I'm in your neighborhood all the time.
Oh, good.
So
I was going to say, I'm sure
it's
they see you here.
nothing for me to do that.
Okay.
The second thing is, I went ahead and left the water hose unhooked.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to freeze this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Surefire way of bursting a pipe.
Absolutely.
We don't do that.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you. When I input that into my system, you're going to automatically get a receipt or an invoice.
Sure.
You'll also get a text that's automated that will send you the link to my Google review page.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Google review and a few kind words would be great.
Oh, yes.
You're awesome. I appreciate it.
Thanks again for doing that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye-bye.